In this lecture, we will test the flight reservation workflow. Before we do that, go to the reservation service impel class and we need to mark it with @service annotation from Spring. So that Spring will scan through this bean and it will create an object of it at runtime. Once you do that, stop the server, start the application. And while it starts, go to the web browser and you are on the complete reservation screen. You can go back a little and come back from the search again. From Austin to New York, enter a valid date, do a search. That will retrieve all the flights for us. Pick any of the flights. It will display the flight information. And you need to enter the passenger information and the card details. Start with your first name, Bharat Tippi Reddy. Enter a valid email here because later on when you work on the generation of itinerary and emailing it, you will receive that itinerary or the ticket to this email ID. Spring XYZABC is the email I am using. Don't use that. And the phone number is 123456789. Feel free to call me on that number. And these card details, you can enter anything because we are not really using them. So the name on the card is Bharat Tippi Reddy. And the card number is anything. And the date also, we are not validating it. So you can enter any date or even a string there. It doesn't matter. If you are integrating with a payment gateway, then you have to make sure that this information is correct. The 3-digit code 2019 is the expiry date. Hit the confirm button and it creates a reservation in a super fast fashion. Reservation created successfully. And the ID is 1. Go to the database. Go back to the previous tab where you can execute the select queries on the passenger to start with. And it creates a passenger called Bharat Tippi Reddy. We didn't use the middle name at all. You can fill in that gap. The email is correct and the phone number is also correct. If you scroll down, the important piece is the reservation. Select star from reservation. And you see that the ID is 1, checked in is 0 because you have set the checked in flag to false, it is 0. If you set it to true, it will be 1. Number of bags, by default, it is 0. When the check-in happens, we will enter the number of bags later on. The passenger ID, it uses the primary key in the passenger table as the foreign key here. Same with the flight. Since you have selected the first flight in the search, you are seeing the flight ID is 1. And it also takes the default timestamp and it uses it for created column. So everything is working as expected. Go ahead and create one more reservation. Go back again. And from the search, select a different flight. Let's select the third flight this time. Enter the passenger information again. Bharat Tippi Reddy. Spring XYZABC. Doesn't matter, the card details. Hit confirm and another reservation is created. Go back to MySQL Workbench, select start from reservation. And this time, the passenger ID is 2, it creates another passenger. And the flight ID is 3 because we have picked the third flight from the list.